Did you know the girlfriends of top American tennis players are making millions through sponsorships and brand deals? Stick around because we're diving into how they're doing it and what this means for the sport and beyond. In today's video, we'll uncover how Paige Lorenz, Morgan Riddle, and Ian Broomfield, the girlfriends of Tommy Paul, Taylor Fritz, and Frances Tiafoe, are turning their personal lives into million-dollar business ventures. Let's explore three key questions. How are they capitalizing on their relationships to sign massive brand deals? Why are companies rushing to partner with them? What impact is this having on tennis and their own careers? Stick around to get the full scoop on this side of the tennis world that's grabbing the attention of big brands. It's easy to assume that all the fame and fortune in tennis belongs to the players, but there's a lot more happening behind the scenes. Their partners, specifically Paige Lorenz, Morgan Riddle, and Ian Broomfield, are stepping into the spotlight and securing big deals for themselves. Paige Lorenz, who has been dating Tommy Paul since 2022, is more than just a spectator. A social media influencer and entrepreneur, Lorenz had over 15 sponsors lined up during the US Open alone. That's right, while Tommy is playing on the court, Paige is managing her own brand deals off it. She even hosted a pop-up event for her clothing line, Dairy Boy, during the tournament. But what's most interesting, Lorenz's audience isn't all tennis fans. In fact, about 80% of her nearly 700,000 Instagram followers are women, and only 10 to 15% care about tennis. Yet brands love her because she can reach a non-sports audience, which is a big deal in marketing. All three of the top American male tennis players have had incredible seasons, and this success has directly boosted the spotlight on them and their girlfriends. Taylor Fritz and Frances Tiafoe both made it to the semifinals of the 2024 US Open, with Fritz defeating Tiafoe in a thrilling 5-set match. Although Fritz eventually lost to Jannik Sinner in the final, his performance put him in the limelight. The last American man to win the US Open was Andy Roddick in 2003, over 20 years ago, making Fritz's run even more significant. His current world ranking is number 7, while Tiafoe is number 16. Tommy Paul, another rising star, has also had an outstanding 2024 season, earning a ranking of number 13. The collective rise of these American tennis players has certainly amplified attention, not just on the sport, but on their partners as well. Their girlfriends, like Lorenz, Riddle, and Broomfield, have capitalized on this increased exposure, leading to more endorsement opportunities and larger brand deals. This trend isn't unique to these tennis girlfriends. It's happening in other sports too. Partners of pro athletes are cashing in by building their own brands. However, tennis is exceptional for marketers because of its wealthy fan base and global reach. The sport's year-round schedule and the frequent shots of the players' boxes during broadcasts make it an advertising goldmine. Now let's talk about the numbers behind these deals and how tennis girlfriends are changing the game for influencer marketing. Brands are paying huge sums for these influencer deals. Forbes estimates that Lorenz, Riddle, and Broomfield could each earn between $1 million and $3 million in endorsements alone this year. Ashley Villa, a talent manager who works with influencers, explains that this new wave of tennis partners has sparked a fashion trend called tennis score. It's a modern twist on the traditional country club look, and it's making waves among young women, even those who don't play tennis. Social media plays a big role here. Influencers like Lorenz and Riddle create popular content like Get Ready With Me and Week in My Life videos, which are perfect for brands looking to target fashion, beauty, and sports fans. But here's where it gets really interesting. These influencers can charge more than others. While most creators can earn $5,000 to $25,000 per Instagram post, influencers tied to pro athletes command $30,000 to $60,000 per post. That's a huge difference. Talent managers are recognizing the value of long-term partnerships. Instead of short-term partnerships, managers are pushing for more sustainable year-long deals. Morgan Riddle, who's been dating Taylor Fritz since 2020, has signed long-term partnerships with brands like Grey Goose, Boss Women's Wear, Wilson, and David Yurman Jewelry. These deals require her to create regular content for these brands, and in return, she earns between $200,000 and $500,000 for each deal. You might be wondering how much tennis plays into their success. Do these women owe their rise to being part of the tennis world, or is it something else? Paige Lorenz, for example, had a strong following before she started dating Tommy Paul. But even she admits that being part of the tennis world has boosted her income. She explains, "I think it's being adjacent to the sport that brands really like. What's more, some brands go a step further by signing both the athlete and their influencer partner. Heineken's US Open campaign, for example, features both Taylor Fritz and Morgan Riddle. But most of these influencers prefer to build their own unique brands. Ian Broomfield, a former tennis champion herself, promotes Wilson, while her boyfriend Francis Tiafoe has a deal with Nike. Broomfield enjoys having her own space, saying, "It's nice to have my own lane, and he has his own lane. It's not too conflicted." Broomfield only started creating content in 2023, but she's already making a mark. Fans have approached her at tournaments, telling her that her content is the reason they came to the event. Even some tournaments have started partnering directly with influencers, just like they do with players. So how are these women reshaping the tennis world and beyond? The ultimate payout is that Paige Lorenz, Morgan Riddle, and Ian Broomfield are not just riding the wave of their partner's fame. They've turned their positions into multi-million-dollar opportunities through brand deals, social media, and personal ventures. Lorenz, for instance, isn't just an influencer. She's also an entrepreneur running her own brand called American Charm. What's clear is that these women are more than just spectators. They're influencers, entrepreneurs, and businesswomen making millions in a sport where they don't even play. They've used tennis as a platform to build careers that can last well beyond their partner's playing days. These girlfriends of the top American tennis players are proving that the spotlight doesn't just belong to the athletes. Through smart brand partnerships and content creation, they're making millions and reshaping the role of sports partners. If you want to see more stories like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and keep watching Tennis Tenacity.